Alrighty, let's go ahead and get on in here. Howdy y'all, this is Wes, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy XIV stream. So I don't know if you saw on Twitter or not, but I really had no idea what to stream. I was thinking about Minecraft, and I'm like, man, I don't really have any custom skins or custom thumbnails or anything like that, and for kind of a spur-of-the-moment stream, I was like, probably not gonna have enough time to get it done. But we'll probably do Minecraft here in the future. I'm gonna do a little bit of work tonight, see if maybe we can't get it figured out. I don't know anything about custom skinning or anything like that. It's more for the thumbnails than anything. Yeah, you know the YouTube algorithm. It's gotta have something unique. I can't just like put the word Minecraft up there and hope for the best. I mean, with how many viewers Minecraft gets, who knows? Maybe I can. But yeah, it is something that I want to try out here in the future. So we'll just have to give it a shot. You know, have to do a little bit of research behind the scenes and see if I can't get that up and running. And then trying to figure out how to stream it's going to be a whole other whole other issue, right? But I hope you guys are having a good end of your weekend. You know, it's been eventful to say the least. Yeah, everyone on the Twitter sphere, waiting for Dalamud to fall, right? But yeah, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot here. We've just been kind of hanging out and having fun, and you know, I wanted to try and get a little bit more work done on this alt. Man, like Heavensward's such a good expansion. The first time you ever do it, story-wise and everything, it's like really the first time you're like, oh, this is what a Final Fantasy is, right? But by the time you're on your like 5th or 6th alt, not so much. I'm ready to be over it. I've got to go through Sorkai here, so that's gonna be what we do to kind of start things off. But yeah, I figured, you know, we'd just kind of have a nice little zatsudan stream, just kind of hang out, talk a little bit, see what everyone's up to. You know, we'll be skipping the cutscenes and all of that. You know, thankfully, being my main game, I don't really have to pay too much attention to it. You know, I saw a lot of the Hololivers were going to be starting Persona 5, which, you know, I talked about a little bit on stream earlier, but I played that for the first time when it dropped on PC on Game Pass, and absolutely loved it. I can definitely understand why it's so well regarded. But man, I am extremely glad that I did not stream it. You know, JRPGs in general are kind of hard to stream because you can't really just jump into the middle of them, right? But that one in particular, I mean, I was playing it for, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, pretty much from the moment I woke up until the moment I finished it. It was just nothing but Persona 5. And all told, it took me a little over 100 hours, I think. And it's not like Elden Ring 100 hours, right? We're just like, woo, just go wherever you want, right? Have fun. No, I mean, this is like, you gotta pay attention to it. You really gotta like listen to everything going on and like really get into this story. I'm sorry, it's just been so dry out and it's affecting my eyes. but yeah, so it's like you got to pay attention to it, and I felt like if I was going to try and stream it, it would have been like streaming every episode of the original Sailor Moon series, like all 200 episodes, because that's what it feels like. It really does feel like you're sitting down to play through several seasons of an anime. And I'm sure, you know, Persona fans would love to watch that stuff, right? But as a streamer, I just could not imagine trying to do it and trying to do the stream stuff and pay attention. And yeah, it incredible game, not stream friendly. So Godspeed to all of the VTubers out there who are about ready to start streaming it over the next week or so. That's a tall task. But yeah, I did enjoy it. But yeah, I'm more of these days just like try and find some streams that I can just kind of hang out and just talk and chill with. You know, we'll still do a lot of story games. Obviously, we're still got a lot of Final Fantasies to go. But it's gonna be a little bit easier doing the old school stuff, I think, than you know, trying to do Persona. That game is just gigantic, man. So before we get started here, before I jump into this this dungeon, just a little bit about the stream today. I do not have like a time frame or anything like that. I mean, you know me, I usually go about an hour, 2 hours max, but yeah, who knows? I've got nothing else going on today or any day really. But I'm in the mood to stream. I want to keep streaming. I want to have some fun with it, and I want to get this character up to 70. I don't know if we'll be able to do it tonight. That's still kind of a tall task, but you know, right now, since we're in the Heaven's Word, the post expansion content, we're in all of the patch content, right? The XP is a little weird. You know, in ARR when they did it, the XP was still kind of wonky, like it didn't give you nearly as much. I don't know if that was fixed with the last couple of patches, you know, when they did that whole update. But it still feels like I'm not getting quite as much as I should be, compared to when I was doing the expansion. So I think once we hit Stormblood, I think you're going to see the XP jump up quite a bit, and it shouldn't take too long. And, you know, skipping the quests and everything won't be too big of a deal. Like, I don't have to get through Stormblood tonight. You know, I just have to get to 70. Once I get to 70 and I unlock Sage, I can finally slow down and, like, enjoy it a little bit more. Because Sage is really what I'm trying to get on this character as an RP ult, right? So that's kind of the goal. I don't know if we'll hit it tonight. That's a lot of streaming, but what else is there? It's just me, guys. And then you know, at some point, I don't know, soon, like 45 minutes from now or something, I do have to go down and change out some laundry and do some folding and stuff. So you need to give me like a 15-minute break in there at some point. But yeah, that's really all I've got planned. We'll just hang out. We'll keep streaming as long as my voice goes. You know, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I've still been, I know I talk about it every single stream, but I want to do the guitar stream, but it's just so much setup. That's really the big drawback to a lot of it is just the setup, you know? I mean, it would be a little bit easier doing it in this chair, but it's so hard to play in this chair. And with the desk, like, right, I've got like one of those L-shaped desks, right? So like I got that right there, which it's can't really do it. Say our hellos, and then yeah, you know, so the next time I do a guitar stream, I really wanted to do it, you know, actually standing, but I'm gonna have to like turn all of the monitors around, and God knows how that's gonna go. I don't really have a whole lot of like cable length to spare, so it's kind of it's gonna be tricky. I know I can do it. I've done it before, just not trying to stream at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the docket that it's just a lot of people don't really realize how much work goes into the streaming behind the scenes, even for just a basic stream like this, right? You know, just you know, I'm not a big streamer or anything like that. I'm not, you know, yeah, I'm not a VTuber. I'm not HoloLive. So you would think, oh, it should be a little bit easier. And I think at the core, that's kind of what we strive to do here, is just, be chill, hang out a little bit and not worry too much. But, for some of these other streams, I want to have a certain standard. And if anything, it'll give me more experience too. Part of it's because if I'm gonna do it, I want to be able to learn something from it, right? So yeah, it was kind of between the guitar stream tonight and this Minecraft at some point. But when all else fails, that's what FF14 is for. It's like when Polka first started, right? Her managers would be like, "Hey, what did you want to stream today?" And you're like, "I don't really know what I want to stream." It's just like Minecraft, just as the default, you get Minecraft. For me, it's FF14. Even though I'm trying my best to not be like primarily an FF14 streamer, it still like happens just by default because I do love the game. So yeah, it's always a good standby. Like I said, it's nice that I'm experienced enough with it that I don't have to think about it. That's what they always say with like the really good players. You can tell they're really good because they can stream and not have to pay attention. Like, it's just all muscle memory for, a lot of these big FPS players and whatnot. That's kind of how it is with me, It's like the one game that I'm very proud to say that I'm actually good at. Alright, I can't remember what we gotta do here. Because it's been ages since I've done Sorkai. Let alone with the group. I think maybe I've done it at some point just on my own. Just soloing it for rewards or something. I think we gotta stick with one of them or something. I don't really remember. Here we go. That works. What was the dungeon before this one? It had some mechanics that I hadn't seen in a while too. Good old holy spam. The old standby. See, the problem is I don't remember what the name of the healer stuff is in this rank. Can't remember what the dungeon before this one was, but it had a couple others, so it was just kind of like I don't remember anything about this. Had the giant cerulean tanks that came down, but like they never went off, so I was like, I really don't know what triggers any of this stuff. We're at that point where it's just a bunch of dungeons that people remember running once. Oh, it might have been the anti-tower. I feel like I remember the anti-tower better than that, though. Thanks to the event that we had not long ago. Okay. Yeah, get some Medica out. Get that regen. Nice thing with White Mages, it is pretty easy at just about any level. Running this stuff is like, oh, just pop a regen. Just, wait until the tank has all of the aggro that they need. It's still kind of spicy trying to pop a regen before he does a pull, because it'll still aggro everything onto you if you're not careful. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, that's really about as much strategy as you need for the White Mage. It obviously gets a lot trickier as you get into, the high-end content and raiding and that kind of stuff. But for dungeons, for what we're doing now, it's mostly been a breeze. Nothing too spicy, nothing too scary. Okay. Yeah, I literally remember, like, nothing about this dungeon. This is probably the first time I've run it since the last time that I've gone through Heavensward on an alt. Ass size, there we go. There we go. Something that I did want to do, that might be kind of fun, and I know I've mentioned it briefly before, but at this point it's pretty much a done deal. I just need to like make some background and fancy graphics, because I'm not going to have my webcam on for it, but it's going to be ASMR story reading. Like, it's not going to be true ASMR, because I don't have, like, the binaural mics. Oh, this boss. I remember this boss. Okay. But I actually did do some tests the other night, just to try and check the audio levels and everything. It'll change up quite a bit until the actual time comes. I'll need to do a couple more tests and everything. But, okay. Here we go. I don't remember... Okay, I don't remember this as much as I thought I did. Here we go. Get some Medica out. Get all of that taken care of. But yeah, so I loaded up a couple of my short stories that I've written from the past and just tried to check my audio levels and that kind of thing. I just have to make a fancy background. That's really about it. Something with a book and some sparkles or something along those lines. You know, part of the reason it takes me so long to do that kind of stuff is that I do have to make it all on my own. Like, you know, I don't want to steal someone else's picture of a book or anything like that. I don't want to, you know, steal artwork or anything along those lines. So, guess we stay over here. Hey, there we go. So, you know, I've got to, for this, I've got to, like, find a book, take a picture of the book, edit the picture of the book. If I don't, just, like, make it from scratch in Photoshop or something like that. You know, I could purchase maybe some stock photos or something like that of, like, an open book, but that's money that I don't have. So yeah, that's, you know, just kind of give an explanation of why it's taking so long to do a lot of this stuff is, you know, I'm not a big streamer that has you know, a lot of people making art of me and that kind of thing that are willing to let me use it as thumbnails and that kind of stuff. So I pretty much have to make everything from scratch each and every time, which I don't mind. You know, I like doing that kind of stuff, and it's always a learning experience. I always learn something a little bit new when I'm trying to do something that maybe I haven't done in a while or haven't done before. It's just time consuming. That's all it really comes down to. Pretty much every time I try and... Uh-oh. Rest in peace, Red Mage. Their internet is dying. It's okay, we'll hold the line. But yeah, like anytime, like especially when I try doing like effects work in Premiere or After Effects or something like that, I basically learn it for one specific video, and then I forget all of it. So like the video that I'm doing next month, you know, the top 10 list or whatnot, you know, I'm gonna have the little top 10 listicle pop up for each and every one. And I remember I did that for like one of my old videos, like Steam Bites or something like that. But I've completely forgotten how to make those. I know it's just gonna be like a lot of movement and masking and that kind of thing, but like the specifics of it are completely lost to me already. So yeah, that's gonna be fun, learning how to do it. Thankfully, YouTube exists. You know, the hardest part with YouTube is learning like what search term I actually need to use, right? Do you have any more loot? Anachrists, Viking hose, no. So yeah, you know, once I see like visually, like a walkthrough or something like that, like I know where everything is in Premiere and I know where everything is in Photoshop and all that. So I just need to see like what the process is, and then it'll go pretty fast. Yeah, it kind of. I need to practice doing this stuff more often so I can actually retain it over time, right? Okay. So when I'm not streaming lately, Yeah, I mentioned this last time, but I'm deep in the well of, like, Christmas movies now, right? But I've also been trying to, like, break out of my shell and do more, like, horror movies and stuff. And, the other day, for the very first time, I finally watched The Thing. Like, you know, the original, like, 1982 John Carpenter with Kurt Russell. Fantastic. I thought I was gonna be, like, super scared or grossed out, and it definitely is kind of gross to a certain point. But I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, and I think a lot of it is because it is such an old movie. You know, the whole time, you know, I was just sitting there. Good to be back. Try to figure out if we want to go ahead and pull or not. The whole time, like, yeah, it's kind of gross, but the whole time I'm just sitting there, like, thinking, like, how did they do this? You know, the practical effects were so good. So, like, I kind of tried to turn it into, like, filmmaker mode, right? And, try and make it, you know, try and look at it from a filmmaker's perspective. And I think that helped out a lot. I think that made a very, very big difference into how I wanted to handle certain things regarding the movie. Here we go. I think that's gonna fix it. I noticed the color keeps changing. Hey, there we go. She's back. So yeah, just looking at it from a filmmaker's perspective was just, it was so interesting because the practical effects were just so fantastic, and you don't see it a whole lot anymore nowadays. You don't see practical effects like that. You know, it's one of the reasons I'm excited to watch Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, because it's all stop motion and everything. I need to watch Wendell and Wild as well. You know, I love Henry Selick stuff. But yeah, it was just interesting. Go back and watch just a classic horror movie like that didn't have CGI or anything along those lines. And just, you know, enjoy it. And it was great. You know, I'm still just, like, thinking about it nowadays and just still wondering, like, how they pulled off some of this stuff. You know, it's all animatronics and puppet work and that kind of thing, but it was just so well done that you can't help but respect it. And yeah, it took away some of the scariness of it, I guess. So I'm not gonna complain too much about that. But yeah, I genuinely loved it. I had no idea Keith David was in it. I knew Kurt Russell. But yeah, Keith David was a very welcome and nice surprise. So I'm kind of interested in going back and watching just a couple of older movies that I haven't seen in a while or have never watched before. Yeah, I get like that every so often. Here we go. I get in those moods like, man, I want to watch these classics, right? But yeah, that was a big one on the list. Here we go. Alright. Put that on him. Sorry, man. I really wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, you know, I've never seen the original Friday the 13th. I've never seen Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Nightmare on Elm Street is probably like the next big one I want to watch, because everyone knows about Freddy, right? And you know, I've always been told that of any of the old school monsters, right, Freddy is the best, because you know, Robert Englund really gave him personality. So yeah, I think that one might be pretty interesting to watch. Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, I mean, I would like to watch, you know, Friday the 13th and maybe the original Halloween. Can't go wrong with Jamie Lee Curtis. So yeah, there's a few on the list, but But I think the thing is like the nerd's horror movie, right? Is if you're a big, you know, nerd like us, you kind of know John Carpenter because he's a fellow nerd. He's a big gamer, and just kind of lives that life, right? So yeah, and you know, for a lot of his career, he was kind of like the underground director, right? You know, everything he was making was just fantastic, but he was never quite like as big as like James Cameron and whatnot. So so yeah, he always kind of had this nice like cool old school underground vibe, just kind of doing his own thing in the horror realm. And I think as time went on, obviously he's become appreciated quite a bit more. But man, his movies are kind of radical, right? Just in the amount of work that he put into them, and yeah. So I need to go through and see maybe if there's some other John Carpenter films that I haven't watched in a while or I've never seen. But yeah, the thing was very much a nice surprise. Bear with me a second. I'm gonna go get some more coffee before we end up doing Final Steps of Faith because yeah. But yeah, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Took a little longer than a second, but I had to go pet my dog. He's acting all depressed. I don't know. He's still pretty young dog, but he's kind of like a corgi beagle mix. He's kind of long, but I know they have a lot of hip problems, and you know he's been limping a lot, and I don't know what the deal is. Parents don't know what the deal is. We're taking him to the vet, but every time we take him to the vet, they're like, "I don't worry about it. He probably just, you know, tore a ligament or something. He'll heal on its own." But it's not healing. So yeah, we don't really know what the deal is with it, but you know, he gets sad. He doesn't move around as much. I mean, he never really moved around a whole lot to begin with. He's a pretty lazy dog, to be completely honest, with or without any injuries. But yeah, he's acting kind of sad. So, yeah, gotta pet him a little bit and give him a treat. I love my dog. His name's JJ. I think I posted a couple pictures of him up on Twitter, but yeah, he just acts so sad. Alright, final steps of faith. Here we go. Thankfully, this one's not too bad. You know, I think they did change it up a little bit. I don't know if I've done it since they did, like, the revamped version. But, I think it'll be alright. I think we'll be fine. It's not like we're doing, like, the EX version or anything, right? Alright, who's our main here? Vale? Alright, go get him. Fortunately, it's kind of hard to reach all the way up there with some of my heals. Here we go. Oh, I'll get out of that. Okay, them up, I guess. Try to, anyways. Who's our main there? Okay. It's been a while since I've like had to handle emergency reses, let alone as a white mage. Normally it's not bad with when I'm on my main. Just pop off, right? Okay. Okay, we gotta be kind of careful here. Let's see if I can squeeze it in here. There we go. Try and get as many heals in there as I can. Those regens up. Alright. There we go, there we go, there we go. Well, it wasn't pretty, but we got it done. There we go, get this down for everybody. I think that's going to make a pretty big difference here. Okay. Alright. There we go, and I'm down to... I don't know what the deal was there. I think tanks were just having trouble getting them all together. They're just kind of facing every which way, right? Problem is, well, I should have had it as a red mage. I would have had res by now, I think. Can't remember what level you get it nowadays. I'm just so used to having it, and it's not like I ever get this on level sync or anything. Yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm just a lot more comfortable as a red mage. Alright. Let's give this another shot. I guess, maybe. Okay, there we go. Try and get everyone here. Go. Okay, I'll get them up when I can, but I gotta worry about the, Okay. It's definitely harder when your co-healer doesn't know the fight either. I mean, I don't really remember the fight at all. I mean, I don't necessarily blame them, but you know, I've been playing long enough to at least recognize the recognize the markers, right? Okay. Get you up there, Shingo. Oh Jesus, okay. Yeah, they're just, they're cleaving the entire party. They're not getting turned around fast enough. Near as I can tell, anyways. Well, they've at least got one DPS up this time. Could be worse. We're already, this is prog, baby. We made some prog. Look at that, 8%. New record. Yeah, this other healer, I guess, doesn't know how to res. I mean, they are a sprout. It happens. And that's a wipe. Alright, what seems to be the problem? I was trying to grab all the aggro and they wouldn't come to me. It's been a while, okay. This feels a little bit harder than I remember. It definitely seems like they've done some work here. I keep this on them there. That. It's an insta-death. Alright. You know, the trickiest part for me is just figuring out the range of everything, because the last time I played White Mage, the range was very different. It was much, much smaller than what we've got now. It's like I gotta figure out how to kind of test the limits of sorts. There you go, get out of there. Okay, and size is gonna be up here. Okay, where is everyone? There we go. Get all that up. Okay. There we go. Much better, much better. Okay. Okay, I think we'll be fine this time. There you go, get that down, try and get some heals up for everyone at once. There you go. Nice, nice. Hey, we did it. We made it, everybody. Good job. Now we've got like 3-4 more phases to get through. Well, actually, I don't know about normal. I think the last time I did this, it was on Extreme, trying to solo it or something, maybe. I don't entirely remember. Okay. Okay, yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. We'll have the spears to worry about, but I think it'll be fine after that. Most everything that I remember from this point on is pretty much basic, like, hey, dodge this. And we've got the echo up. There we go. Nice, nice. Get him some heals or not. Okay. Oh. Nice, nice, nice. Easy mode, easy life. Game made for children, etc., etc. I can't remember if normal version has the one where we like have to choose which one to fight. I don't think it does. I don't entirely remember either. Go. Hey, there we go. We're making it. Nice, nice rescue there. Get them up. Try and get as many heals up as we can. Hopefully not lose anyone. Oh wait, Akmorn. Don't forget Akmorn. It's like the first time I've ever actually had to do that as the healer. It's interesting to say the least. Oh god. More AoE out. There we go. Try and get this down here. And oh, we got someone else getting a res out? No? No? Just me? Okay. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. Very nice. Hey, we made it. It's a fun fight. Just not an easy one to bring several sprouts through, I guess. Captain Howdy. He's kind of directing the party a little bit, so yeah, that'll get a calm over the tank. Usually, I would calm the tank as a healer, but you know, if someone steps up and helps the newbies out and tries to give directions, then absolutely, I'll try and give them the calms. Doesn't hurt that I think Captain Howdy is the name of another goon in one of my discords. So, who knows, if you're out there somehow fighting this, hello. Alright, so we managed to do it. I can't really remember if there's any other like major happenings for the patches. I genuinely don't remember. This would have to be 3.3, right? I imagine it would have been. Because that's, you know, wrapping down Heaven's Word, and then the next patch is going to lead into, start leading into Stormblood. So I think, yeah, I think we're at 3.3, so, you know, still got a little ways to go. But usually the 0.4 patch is a little bit, can't really remember too much about it for this specific one, but usually they're a little bit slimmer, a little bit easier to kind of breeze through. A lot of exposition, that kind of thing, and cutscenes that lead into whatever's next. And look at all the blue quests that I've got to pick up. All the stuff that I'm ignoring because I'm like, yeah, I don't need you right now. Here we go. Oh, back to the Knights Most Heavenly. Got it. I need to go down in a second and check on the old laundry, so so bear with me. We'll do like an actual like 15-minute break here in a second, and go from there. But let's try and finish out this patch at least. Think. Litany of Peace. I feel like that was the name of one of the patches. Maybe. Guess we'll find out. Several cutscenes. Yay. Several cutscenes is good because it means I can skip through a whole lot of them. You know, when they came out, it would have been, you know, it's a significant chunk of change. Nowadays, it's easy mode. You for Gilly? Nah, not yet. As much as I would like the Allagan node. All right. I'm so close to Stormblood. I can taste it. I just want to be there already. Want to be there. Want to be getting my level 70 experience. Sky Pirates. Nah, that's gonna lead into the next AR. I don't even think I have Alexander completely unlocked yet. Not on this account. I did it on a couple of my other ults. It's still a lot of work. Fort Hall Manor. Gotcha. Hey, got a lot of stuff from that. New airship routes, cool. Ooh, does this mean I can go into the firmament now? I tried to, I remember when I first got into Foundation, I tried to get in, and I couldn't access the wards yet. So I don't know if that's, that is now unlocked. I would hope so. Dragon Song and a Marik, there we go. Nice. So we did it, yay, we completed yet another patch. What an amazing story, everyone. Can you believe everything we just saw? I can hardly believe it. So much lore all at once, just in this 45 minutes that we've been streaming. Man, that's the kind of content you guys come here for, huh? Alright. So, yeah, let me go down. I gotta go check on the laundry and all that. It'll probably take me like 10 to 15 minutes. Something like that. And just bear with me. I don't want to cut the stream. Because we'll be going a while, right? But, like, I can't not do the laundry because I got, like, 2 or 3 loads I gotta do. So, it's gonna take some time. It's gotta be done. You know it's bad when it's, like, overflowing from the hamper. Like, I live with family, and it's like every time I try doing laundry, someone else is also doing the laundry. It's very, very annoying. But yeah, so we'll take little breaks here and there. You guys do the same. Stand up, stretch, get some water, drink. Treat yourself, all right? And we'll be back here soon. Alrighty, sorry about that, everyone. I'd prefer not having to do that on stream, but like I said, I have to like fight a whole lot of people in the household to be able to do it. I just wish I had my own place that I could just do it at like 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever, right? But that's unfortunately not an option. So yeah, thankfully all of the big stuff is done. You know, my laundry is it's a lot of darks and then like 4 or 5 like white t-shirts and then like a bunch of towels. But yeah, it's everything in that first load takes forever, man. It's all the socks and the underwear and all that. But that's done. So, you know, I'll have to break again here in, you know, another hour and a half or whatever, but it'll take like 5 minutes to do that stuff. Okay, here we go. Oh, is this where we meet Ardbert? I guess maybe it is. I thought this wasn't until the Stormblood patches, but apparently I was wrong. But yeah, so you know, do you guys ever have to deal with that? Just like fighting a bunch of people just for like basics, like you know, getting in the shower. Even trying to like get into the shower sometimes feels like a struggle. I feel like every time like I'm like just wake up and you know I need to you know do my thing. Like every time like I'm about ready to step out, having just woken up, here comes my brother up the stairs. It's like he's got like a sixth sense or something like that. Like every time I need to do something, he also decides he needs to do it as well, right? And yeah, it's really fucking annoying. So yeah, you know, I've got an online interview coming up this week, but I'm worried it's not going to be for enough hours. But it'd be really fun if I can get it. We'll see how it goes. God, oh, another dungeon already. Wow, I forgot about Zelfatul. I forgot about Zelfatul. I feel like most people forget about Zelfatul. Man, I just want to get through this, man. The chances of getting to 70 tonight are becoming narrower and narrower here. Just bear with me a second. Here we go. Let's do some slide adjustment. I mean, I guess the laundry doesn't matter all that much. Like this right here, this is what you're getting for the next like 4 months. Sexy, I know, but yeah, it's like 58 to 60 degrees in my room right now, and that is as high as it is allowed to go right here because I don't have HVAC. So you're getting nothing but ratty old sweaters and hoodies for the next few months. Okay. Get them slightly out of here. Thankfully, I feel like Zelfatol isn't too difficult. I don't really remember a whole lot about it. Yeah. But I don't recall it being too difficult. You know, it's got a couple of it's got like that one bird boss. I think it might even be the first one that's like kind of weird. You have to get it to target a certain member or something like that. I don't entirely remember it. Abelathian slugs. Okay. So we're zooming. We're moving fast. I can't complain. It's just been a while since I've had a tank that really wanted to push it. I think maybe it's because on this character I'm still a sprout. So they like see a sprout healer and they're like, "Oh, yeah, I guess we'll have to take it slow." You know, rolling their eyes and that kind of thing. So like I feel like maybe I feel like I'm going above and beyond in their expectations. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, nothing here's too bad. We got this. Yeah, see, now I don't remember anything about this boss. The balloon boss. Like, do we pop a balloon? I remember there's like a weird gimmick to this one, but I don't remember entirely what the gimmick was. You know, this was kind of that weird part of the dev cycle where they were like trying to experiment with new things since this was like their first really well-received expansion, and you know, they had all of this stuff that they could do now that they wanted to try out. They weren't sure like what exactly the code could handle, you know, little things like that. Oh god. Does Asuna work on that? Yes. Cool. Yeah, it was just a weird time. You know, you got a lot of bosses like this who were like kind of cool in theory, but ended up just being like really annoying in the long term. You know, I'm sure the first time you ever did this, it was probably like kind of cool, right? But then, you know, time went on and you're just like, I rarely see this dungeon. I'm not super interested in spending a long time in here, relearning a bunch of old fights. And yeah, it just didn't hold up long term. You know, they weren't really making things for, you know, the 20th, 30th run at the time. It's like, this is the first time you ever see this, so we kind of assume it'll be the last time you ever see it. Let's make it work. Thankfully, I think, you know, most of the dungeons nowadays kind of avoid that. Like, they still got cool mechanics and stuff, but they hold up a little bit better over the long term. They're not like one and done mechanics in a lot of cases. It's stuff that'll eventually be brought back, or it's stuff that was maybe, you know, in like an ultimate raid beforehand, but it's been a couple of expansions, so they can You know, they can finally bring it into the old dungeon finder a little bit easier now. Now, that's usually how it ends up being, you know, something appears in like an EX trial or a Savage raid, and they're like, okay, this is a cool mechanic. Let the hardcore raiders figure this out. And then, you know, the next expansion, some form of it will come and, you know, a very toned down version will come up in a dungeon somewhere, or a regular trial, that kind of thing. It happens all the time. You know, Limit Cut is probably the best example I can think of. Now, there's a couple bosses that use a Limit Cut kind of running circle mechanic nowadays. But most people will know it because of T. You know? Alrighty. See, this portion of the dungeon I don't remember at all. I remember the next portion. Maybe it is this one. I don't remember it having, like, the waterfalls and stuff. But yeah, it's the one where, like, the balloons start coming down. And you have to, like, kill the mobs as they come out of the balloons. The whole dungeon is just very weird. Like, it's not a terrible dungeon. You just never see it because it's not really in the rotation of really anything. It's, okay. Valkyrie's Ring of Healing, item comparison. Pass. Like, it's not in the 60, 70, 80 rotation. It's sometimes in leveling if someone else needs to do it for the quest. But that's really the only time you'll see it in leveling. Obviously not in expert or anything like that. So yeah, you know, there's just a lot of these weird dungeons like that that you just never really see. Oh yeah, this is the spikes around this side. The old Alexander spike. See, that's what I'm talking about, is, you know, you see that mechanic for the first time in a big dungeon. Big raid. Alexander, and now you got it popping up a lot more in just the regular old dungeons, right? Alright, the Goobus hit kind of hard, don't they? A lot harder than I expected. He was having some issues there. So I wonder what the next big mechanic we're gonna see is. What from DSR is gonna end up trickling its way down into just a regular old dungeon somewhere. I genuinely have not even looked at a single thing from DSR. I didn't look at any of the World First or anything like that. Part of it's just I don't like the World First race all that much, but I think part of me was still like hoping maybe that I would find a static for it, so I wanted to not spoil myself, and that didn't work. So yeah, maybe at some point I need to go back through and actually watch it, see what all is in there, see what's cool. Okay. Okay, let's see. We got some Ravana mechanics here. Okay. Alright, I think I should be fine here. Guess we'll find out. Here we go. On high. I am very excited about the new Deep Dungeon, by the way. Speaking of something on high. It's interesting that it's going to be like Eureka themed. I really didn't expect that. I thought Have we not really said everything that needed to be said about Eureka at this point? But, you know, I guess we're going back to it, so... But, you know, new deep dungeon, new glams, new items, maybe a new mount or something, new hairstyle. We'll find out. Hey, we did it. Man, DPS feels kind of low for this, man. It's taken a while to get some of these guys down. There we go. Okay, Dak McCoy. Lead the way. Yeah, here we go. Here's the balloons. Here's the old balloons. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, and then yeah, we need to get those down as soon as we can. I'm gonna try my best here, because otherwise I'll just keep spawning mobs. Here we go. Hey, we did it. It picked up pretty fast. Can't complain. Okay. Oh, did we not pick up the relic? Oh. Sorry, Quizzy. Olzy. My bad. Thought we were done, but I guess not. Okay. Hey, there we go, there we go. Alright, so we gotta fight 2 war balloons. That's why everyone was so annoyed with this dungeon. Now I remember. Is, you've got all of this stuff, like, happening, but none of it's really explained. So, yeah, you just kind of end up having to backtrack and do a whole lot of stuff like that because you didn't realize that there would be more than one balloon and, you know, little things like that. Here we go. Now we're prepared this time, though. Now we know. Okay. Yeah, we'll be fine. I believe in my heals. God, I can't wait to get Sage again. Sage is so much fun. I'd like to think that I'm a pretty good Sage. I haven't done it like super hardcore prog rating or anything like that, you know. Why would I do that when I've got my red mage to do, right? But I feel like I'm okay. I feel like I'm pretty confident with my Sage gameplay. Can't remember if I've ever actually streamed myself playing it or not, or if we've missed out here on the channel. And hopefully we'll get to see it more. Yeah, it's never gonna replace my red mage, but you know, change it up a bit every now and then. All right. Stone. Okay, please vote so I can get my my ring. Apparently I did need one. All right. Cool. So did you guys end up getting your Taylor Swift tickets? Were you in the riotous mob that's against it? That was wild. I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. You know, I like Taylor Swift too. I doubt I would pay to go see her in concert. I don't have enough money for concerts anyways. But there's a lot of other artists I would prefer to see. But I do like T Swift. I don't think it's really much of a surprise. But I think it is funny that Ticketmaster's own incompetence combined with her sheer star power has led to like multiple investigations against their business. which is about time. Ticketmaster is awful, just an awful, awful company. And yeah, they've had a monopoly on it for too long, and it wouldn't even be the first time that they would have been charged with, you know, rigging prices and that kind of thing. So, you know, if that's what it takes, if it takes an army of Swifties to get that taken care of, and bring down Ticketmaster, by all means, I have no problem watching that documentary. Speaking of documentaries, I did watch the one on Netflix that came up not long ago about the guy that tried to get the Harrier jet from the Pepsi promotion back in the 90s. It was a really good documentary, and a lot of stuff I didn't know about what went on at the time. You know, I remember the commercial, obviously. That was such a huge commercial back in the day. Here we go. Yeah, I don't think anyone my age doesn't remember the commercial. They played it all the time. But yeah, it's only like 4 parts, like 4 hours or so. And yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And you know, it has some surprising names pop up that I didn't realize were involved with the case. And yeah, it's just ultimately like this story about this dude and a really good friend of his, just like trying to take down Pepsi, and it was fantastic. It's a really, really interesting documentary about something that I think, you know, most people my age remember happening. Let's see, would have been funny if they got the jet. But, you know, it kind of exposes some of that kind of stuff, too, about, you know, how businesses can game the system and whatnot. Okay. Here we go. There we go. We doing all right. Doing fine here. I'm not concerned. Okay, we'll pop out an actual Medica here. Not the regen one. Yeah, you know, I like documentaries about that. I don't know, I'm just... Most of my childhood was spent in the 90s, you know, rest in peace, Jason David Frank, right? But, oh, hey, a stoat. Sure, I'll roll on it. Why not? But yeah, I like documentaries about the Toys That Made Us was another really good documentary series that I ended up watching. Haven't watched the movies that made us. I don't know, I just feel like after working in the industry, I could hear all that from better people anyways. Hell, I might even have some books that would explain it a bit better. But yeah, there's quite a few good ones out there that I've highly enjoyed, but they haven't come fast enough. I like the old 90s nostalgia and, you know, late 80s nostalgia documentaries just about pop culture stuff. And that's kind of what we talk about a lot here on our channel too, huh? Just nostalgia and pop culture thingies. Alright. Another dungeon down. Hopefully we won't have to worry about another one for another patch. So we're making prog. I can't remember if there's a trial involved with this section or not. I think there was, because we have to fight the Warriors of Darkness at some point. I think that was all this, yeah. We'll just hoof it. I think that was all Heavensward patch. Guess we'll find out. And that trial takes a while. Like, that's, I think we have to protect Alpha No for a while. I can't remember all the details. I'll remember once we get into it. But yeah, that's gonna be kind of an annoying one. Just it's another one of those things. It's like, okay, I've been through it. It's kind of time consuming. It's a cool moment the first time you do it. I mean, you have no idea what's to come with those characters, do you? And they made it work in the best way. Yes. But, you know, going through it now is going to take a little bit longer. Going through now, just like, let me get Sage, please. I really would have bought just the White Mage skip, but it never went on sale. You know, I guess maybe, hey, Imperium, let's go unlock it, shall we? Yeah, buddy. I can't remember if they restored Demolition or not. You know, there was the news that they were going to be... Where we go on the broom? Yeah. You know, they had the news that they were going to be expanding the wards, and I can't remember if that was what kind of started the discussion with all of that, or if they did make an announcement on the Lodestone that they're restoring Demolitions. I can't remember entirely. I haven't checked, like, most of the Lodestone news in a while. I'll check it every now and then to see if they've added a new holiday event yet. They got the dates for it or anything, but I haven't checked to see news. But yeah, I saw some buzz from people in my Discord saying that, you know, houses and stuff, they were looking and trying to get them, but I don't know if it was just like one lucky one popped up. Someone left the game or something like that, or got rid of it, or what happened. Leave. But yeah, I'd like to go through and take a look at some point, see if maybe I can get a medium along the beach or something. I just need more space. I haven't been to I haven't done anything with my home in a while. I used to open it up for RP and stuff when I was just bored and wanted, like, hey, late night tavern. But first of all, I like my design. I like the forest theme of it, but it's not big enough for me to do what I really want. You know, most people can't even find the stairs because I got that wall of green and like that little narrow alleyway that leads towards the stairs. Part of that's my design, I guess. But I feel like I could play around with that concept a little bit more in like a medium or something where the stairwell is much larger instead of like behind a door. So, yeah, you know, there's that we gotta worry about, and, you know, a couple smaller things. I just need more space. If I don't do more space, I think I'm gonna renovate it. I really liked Lounge Botanica. I like the garden theme of it and just being like forest themed, but it takes up a lot of space. And downstairs, the floor layout is not my favorite. Like, I wanted to have the little pools, right? And have the bamboo coming out of it. But to do that and make it look good, I have to have the stages, those troop stages that act as the flooring. But that completely messes up, like, so much stuff that I tried to do. Like, I don't have a way to, like, stand up behind my own bar counter because it was too difficult trying to glitch it. Like, you know, there's ways you can glitch it, but it was really hard. So yeah, little things like that. I don't know. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll open a 24-hour bookstore or something like that. I know bookstores are, you know, fairly common for RP venues, but, you know, in real life, I've always wanted to own a 24-hour bookstore, or even just visit a 24-hour bookstore. I don't know why they don't exist. You know, we didn't really even have anything like that in LA. Like, I think a 24-hour bookstore where you could just come in and you know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, if you got a night shift or something like that, you just need a place to relax and vibe, get some coffee. I think it would be perfect. And I've never seen anything like that in real life. I've seen late night bookstores, you know, some that have pretty late closing hours, but never a 24-hour one. There's 24-hour cafes, just throw some books in there, man. You know, get a couple shelves. Why not? Prey Return. Do I still have any of the... Yes, I do. That's kind of surprising, but... Okay. Forgot they kind of throw a lot of those tickets at you, huh? Alright, well, we're making a little bit of progress. Weaponsmith the Legend, yeah, not doing that. I also need to get a crafter up to level 15 or 17 or whatever it is so I can unlock the new Emperor's new clothes. You know, I don't really have anything saved in Glamour right now. Not on this character, because I've just been so focused on leveling. But once I get Sage and have time to like really kind of settle into it, you know, that'll change quite a bit. Oh god. More quests. More quest to unlock. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. Just put them in the old list. Might as well. I think I have to do a couple of those at some point anyways to prog in some other area. It just all kind of blurs together after a while. Okay. Man, I don't remember this portion at all. Like the 0.4 and 0.5 patches of Heavensward are just like memory hold. I'll probably remember the big beats at some point, you know, the big trials, but like I've already forgotten Zelfatol. So yeah. Kind of where we're at, huh? Okay, Camp Overlook. Search for the kobold. Can't remember where it is. It's like up on the hill or something. It's like hiding around. He's just chilling. Fly no higher. Ah, there we go. Is this Gabu? I think it was Gabu, right? Oh, that's kind of what starts everything, isn't it? That's right. Even down here. Okay. Like, obviously I remember everything. I remember Gabu. I just don't remember, like, everything about how we met and leading up to it. Can't remember if I actually, like, have to do Titan Extreme, or if it was just a cutscene. I think it might have just been a cutscene coming up. We'll find out. You know, we keep going on this path long enough, we'll get there. Okay. Yeah, this is the ritual. Yeah, this is where it all begins. It is kind of fun going back and looking through all of this and kind of realizing what all comes later. At some point, I don't know when, but you know, maybe we might do a New Game Plus run. I don't know when. It's been a long time since I've like sat and actually like played through the story. Almost every alt I have, I've you know done this where I'm just skipping the cutscenes and just trying to get up, leveled up. But you know, people are interested in the stream and just kind of doing a New Game Plus retrospective. You know, that's something I'm willing to put on the table. You know, obviously that's going to take a lot of time. We've got a lot of other games to play in the meanwhile. But it's not something I'm opposed to. You know, why not? Let's do it. Let's have fun. Okay. Destination, here we go. Oh, fate failed, oh no. Eh. Didn't even realize I was in the middle of one. Ashu crystals, hey. Alright. Be nice if I could, like, skip a little bit of, like, the non-cutscene stuff. Just, like, skip all of the dialogue. I know they have the auto-skip, but the problem with the auto-skip is there's no auto-skip speed. Like, you know, most traditional JRPGs, like, they have the auto-skip function. But they also have, like, a text speed modifier to go with it. You know, I know it might be a little bit harder because it's got to send the data back and forth to Square's servers. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it was just a cutscene. Got it. But it would be nice if they added an auto speed. go. At least I've never seen one. I don't. Maybe there's one. Confront Titan in the naval hard. Ugh. Okay. This again. Well, we'll see how long this takes. Thankfully, heal priority. Hey, imagine that. Nice. Oh, man. Well, maybe. If anyone wanna join up, last person, last buddy there wanna join at all? Any luck? Hey. Let's go. I don't recognize any of the names, but all right, who's gonna be the MT here? It's interesting when they first did the ultimate, not the ultimate trials, but you know, the one with the weird doggo. I can't remember their name. Everyone was like really worried about Titan. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've seen Titan so many times over the years. It never really felt like it was necessarily going to be all that difficult. The Unreal dungeons, right? Like, even the extreme version, other than, like, the damage going out, like, mechanically is, like, very old hat by now. So even if you've never done it, like, most people have, like, tried to solo it at some point. Enough times to, like, have a basic grasp. I also forgot that this is, like, a weird... Like, a very weird, section of the game, because it's having us do a hard trial. Even though, like, we are way, way beyond... the hard level difficulty of Titan at this point. Like, I don't have, like, most of my spells from Heaven's Sword at this point. Yeah, let's move over here. I don't have a size, you know, nothing along those lines. So it's been, yeah, it's very interesting to see. You know, I understand that they probably did it because they wanted that story beat, and they wanted you to, like, feel like it was a major part of the story. Which, I mean, it is a major part of the story, but, you know, I don't think they necessarily needed the actual dungeon to do it. They could have just told it through the cutscene at that point. You know, having us go through an expansion old dungeon feels a little weird. Okay. Well, I'll get him up. Why not? We're not. But hey, at least we get the soundtrack again, right? It's not a complete loss. Okay. That thick boy. Come on, pick'ems. Alright, let's head over here. I don't think there was a... Here we go. Come on, it's attack him. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Why provoke war when the other tank is 20 levels more geared? I don't know. I mean, I'm just pressing buttons. Has anyone, have we wiped That's the ultimate question. Are we dead? No. Then we'll let them provoke. Let them have their fun. Let them feel like they're contributing. Unless we're really pushing the boundaries here. Woo. Wee. Hey, we did it. We survived, everyone. Survived tight and hard. And of course, calm the tank. Cleaver of Crags. Cool. Oh, that's eye level 80. No thanks. Not even for transmog. I really don't like the Crag weapons at all. I can understand like certain warriors might, for obvious reasons. But on a healer, a staff, not my thing. Give me a Moogle scepter. Okay. Surviving Titan, only to die, old and alone, trapped in the mines, trying to find a way out. That's where that's the Kobold's true power there. Endless mazes. All right, there we go. We made it, everybody. Beneath a star-filled sky. Yeah, I only vaguely remember like any of this here. All right, so the goal of hitting 70 their stream is definitely not happening. I think we'll be calling it here soon. I'm gonna work on some thumbnails and see if I can't get, you know, Minecraft or something set up. It's just you know, streaming this is a lot of fun, and it's always been kind of the big game for me. But when you're just sitting through the story and you're just kind of like wanting to get through it as fast as possible, it's just it's not always the best content, and it honestly kind of hurts my back after a while. Just being like, we'll figure some more stuff out for the next stream. Obviously, we got more 6 to do. We'll probably do that tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe even later tonight. I want to keep streaming. I just don't want to sit here just skipping cutscene on the game the entire time. You know, I want to change it up a bit. So yeah, give me a little bit. Let me finish my laundry and all of that stuff tonight. And then, yeah, hopefully maybe later tonight we'll come back, or early tomorrow morning at some point. You know, I know it's not the best of times, Monday morning, you know. Sunday nights, I mean, obviously not really the best of times either. I guess everyone's watching the World Cup right now. But yeah, we'll figure something out. Find something a little bit more entertaining. I mean, this was kind of spur of the moment anyways, right? But, you know, I hope you guys had fun, and I hope you guys just had, like, a nice chill Sunday. You know, that was kind of why I wanted to stream, just kind of come and hang out. You know, it's one of those lazy days. Not really a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot you want to do. You don't feel like doing anything. You gotta work tomorrow and all that. So yeah. Well, I hope you guys had fun, and you know, we'll be back here pretty soon and try and change it up a little bit. But for now, we'll take a little break and see how things go for the rest of the night. Again, same as always, follow me on Twitter if you want to know like when we're gonna be doing certain things. For as long as Twitter's still up, I guess. You know, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that, and you'll see the notification. If we do stream again, it'll be, you know, I'll put up the notice about an hour ahead of time. So, all right, well, you guys have a good one, and take care.